Hello, in this tutorial I would like to show you how I approach painting body figure, in general simplifying figure using simple shapes. So what you can see here are different body types, but they are all using actually similar shapes, and by stretching some of them but still staying with some certain proportions to the relations of those shapes to each other, we can actually create very different looking body shape, from very thin slender one to the more curvy up to a very muscular one. I would like to start with simplifying this figure even more, just to show you the very basic, even more basic shape than this one. And this is what I would usually use by drawing a figure with limited amount of time. So this is what I would start with basically. So first goes the circle, well, ellipse of the rib cage. Here is the rib cage. Then there's a space for the neck. From the neck there goes first circle, like well, it's around 2/3 of the head, and then from circle there goes this jawline. So this is what I would just start with. Then another one is like a spine line. Then I would usually go with either another circle over here, and then from this circle from the one leg, a knee, and then the bone over here, sometimes also with the outer shape. Can be a circle here, but I wouldn't always use it actually. And then more of a triangle for the feet. Then there goes the shoulder line, using the clavic bone here, and we know that here is where it connects, the arm connects with the rib cage. So from here, that already, yeah, that depends on the pose usually. So I could just do maybe one circle over here, and then it goes with the outer line straight to the palms. This is like very simplified one. So I would just copy it over here, just to show you this super simple shape. So here you well, you could, for example, draw the triangle, and then there goes another leg, the outer line might be the circle, and triangle for the feet. But again, this is something which could just help you to get the main pose right. I would usually add also the line for the breast. And we can use it then for to actually even come up with your own poses. It's not something you could go straight from the head, like without training it before, really. This is how I would actually approach drawing a figure from imagination, which I very rarely do. I would usually use the reference, but as you can see, you can already use it this way. Actually, for arms, I would just use those two lines basically, because then you can use all the shapes. And this is very simple breakdown. This one is still simple, already a little bit more detailed, but you don't necessarily need to know every single muscle in the body, but it's actually more important that you know the simplified shapes, at least to start with. So when you're just at the beginning of your journey with drawing the figure body, I wouldn't necessarily study every single muscle and every single bone, because it would be extremely hard to actually use this knowledge in the figure if you don't know those basic shapes and basic proportions. You might end up just drawing extremely detailed muscles, but they won't be connecting to each other. So I think it's actually more important that you know those connections, where those shapes should connect with each other and how they are related, than actually knowing every single muscle. I would like to take some examples of photo references when we can actually draw those single shapes on top of them, just to show you how it actually translates to another pose than just front and the side view. So let's take, for example, this photo. We have different body types here, so we can just break it down using exactly these simple shapes over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I would just turn down the opacity a little bit so we see the sketch better, but to make it more visible, I will create a white background layer under it. And here on the new layer, I will just draw on top using those simple shapes. So using those two first, I would draw the ribcage. So it will go around here. And then there is this second shape, which is green over here. And we went a little bit too far because you can actually see that it ends up here. And from there goes already the blue shape for the legs. Here are the shapes of the boobies. And it will be actually hard to see it over there, but here we have the blue shape of the arm. Then there is this purple one, and then actually this is like one big shape for the arm. We don't really see this division here, maybe over here, but since it's the back, you don't really see it. I actually also made the division on the head, actually on the face, just to show the main things like eye sockets. Yeah, so here are the eye sockets, and this is area of the mouth. It actually stretches a lot when you're doing different emotions. So again, there goes the blue one, purple one. Okay, and we can actually add those colors as well, so it's better visible over here. Actually I missed this one turquoise one over there. it's there. We're just gonna add it quickly here. So the rib cage, breast, arms. Oh, sorry, that goes over here. Yeah, I made it wrong over here, but let's say that's turquoise, because the yellow would be on the top over there. Yeah. And then the face over here, red eye sockets, and the blue mouth area. Let's see it next to it. So we can add some more details so it's more clear, because actually I see the belly button over here. There's actually another layer of fat, but that's because we have an underwear over here. So normally I think it would actually make this one big curve like we have here, but because of the underwear, it's actually it's making this another bump. And just to be sure, yeah, this is actually where the rib cage goes, here and here. So yeah, it goes somewhere like this. In drawing, you can add those lines for the grid, just to train the 3D volume a little bit. Okay, there we go with the ready figure. And now let's take care of another body type, which is, yeah, there's not exactly this one here, but probably this or this would be matching best for this one. Okay, so we're gonna do the same for the other body type. So here we go with the circle for the rib cage. I will first start maybe with this red one, just to show you what I mean with these simplified stuff. Here's the connection between them, actually. So for this one, I think it could work already with these muscles, because it feels quite flat over here. So the turquoise one is actually six-pack, we would call it. And these green area is actually the muscles on the side. I don't know the names exactly, I'm sorry, I'm not the master of anatomy by any case, but I also don't think it's really necessary to know names of the muscles. Like for us, it's actually most important that we know how they look visually, why they are there, and yeah, that we can draw a figure, but actually knowing all the names, it's like, okay, it definitely will be professional to know, but it's not necessary, I would say. So again, simplifying a lot. Here, elbows. Okay, so basically we drew the same shapes. So the rib cage over here, and let's add colors so it's more clear. So there goes the rib cage, yellow. With turquoise, we have the center of the belly with the muscles. Here we have the muscles on the side. Then we have legs. sorry, this could actually go over here. And this, not sure if we could see it here, but yes, we could. This actually shows this muscle over here, see? There's this edge, it's pretty visible. Okay, so the breasts. Oh, I actually forgot about the neck last time, but yeah, there we go. Blue neck, and here are, I think it's already trapezius. I hope I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is the one that goes actually all the way back from the neck, and here on the back. Sorry, it's not the biggest quality picture, I just took it from Adobe stock, but you can see these shapes on the neck over there. And then again we go the deltoid. Then here I'm merging biceps with triceps. And the back goes like this, palm here. Oh, and the head as well. And the last body type, which I think matches best to the slender type, I drew here. We'll go exactly the same scheme. So starting with the rib cage, and then here we are going with this front shape of the belly, then the side muscles over here, and the blue ones for the legs. Then the breasts, arms, neck, head, eye sockets, mouth. This is actually here shoulder blade, but I would just count it to the shape of the rib cage here, and this would be still the whole deltoid. For the arms, it's actually that this part is rounded, but then it goes pretty straight. So this is how it's good to actually remember about drawing the arms. So again, here goes ellipse, but here it's already straight. Okay, and time for the colors. So once again, yellow for the rib cage, green for the sides, turquoise for the front, blue for legs. Of course, you can choose any colors you like. I just use this very randomly. It's not really color coded. It's not that red here corresponds with red here. No, it was very random. It's just to separate those areas. There goes deltoid. Then upper arm, lower arm, and that's it. Pretty simple, right? Okay, and we have our figures here. So I would really encourage you to first start off with this exercise to actually find those shapes on the photograph already, and then after doing a couple of such studies, then you can move to drawing them from scratch. So using photograph as the reference on the side, and then draw it on a separate screen. So this is what we're gonna do now. Just draw. Yeah, we can take, for example, another picture. And we can draw those two women. What I'm gonna do now, I'll just create another artboard. So this is artboard tool, and I just use it to have separate canvases in one file. And I'm switching move tool back to the normal one. And first, let's have some same background, because why not? Same color. It doesn't work. I'll just copy it over here. Okay. Okay, let's start. I will just draw the line arts for now. So, circle for the ribcage. I already like to actually draw more or less the breasts line and the front line, which goes between the breasts straight to the belly button. Here is another circle. And then one leg first, and then the other leg second. What to have the pose actually connected, and to make sure that it stays, like it's balanced, I would usually look at the relation of the feet here. So what's, for example, the direction of the line that connects them. So in this case, it's this line. And also look at the space between the legs. So not only looking at the feet itself, or like any body parts, but actually looking how much space is here in between those objects, in this case feet. So for now, this is just very, very basic. I like to already have the knees. So here are the clavicles to connect the shoulders, actually the arms, with the rest of the body. Here, arms, okay, I need to make it smaller. I would already fail if it was traditional drawing in this case. Okay, let's make it a bit more thinner. Okay, maybe one more for the breasts. and we have it. Actually, let's add the colors already, so it's easier to spot those shapes. So, legs, front and side of the belly, rib cage, breast, I actually didn't draw it in, but we actually can see slightly that it ends over here, very, very slightly. I'm doing it quite sloppy here, because it's just going pretty quickly through that, but of course you can take as much time as you need and be more precise as well, because this is mostly for you, so actually the more time you spend on it, just practicing those shapes, it would be just better for you. Okay, the turquoise, the tibia bones over here, which are usually very visible. So even here you could see it is visible over here and here. Okay, then we go with the other one. So this one would be more convenient shape, because that's more curvy woman. Of course, well, the only difference they have is that this one has more of the belly and you don't really see those muscles in front. Okay, so they're actually holding hands, so I can actually draw it here on the same layer. Just want to detail it a little bit, because it's really sloppy over here. Here it could be actually just another circle, as you can see. And even here with the bones. Okay, so again, in this example, when they hold hands, I will actually start with the hand to make sure they connect. So here goes one hand holding, and from that hand goes the arm over there and the upper arm over here. The woman is taller, so as you can see, her arm ends up almost at the height of where this woman's head begins. So over here, this is one of the methods for measurements. You can actually check the relation by drawing the lines, and this applies to actually everything, to see, for example, how the face fits within the rest of the body, or where, for example, this feet ends. You can draw the line. What's the balance of the whole pose? So where the head, like the middle of the head, stands here, where is the weight of the whole body? Yeah, so you can use lines for any measurements, like even, yeah, when this arm ends, it ends in the middle of the lap, for example. Here's the belly button, and then you know it will be at the same height as this part of the arm. So yeah, these are some measurement methods you could use. Okay, then we start again with the rib cage and the directional lines for the middle and the breasts line. Then the other shape for the whole belly and the hips. Here is a belly button somewhere. So here is the whole shape of the hips, and then we go with legs. Again, we can measure here where her feet stands in the relation of those two feet. So it's somewhere here. Tibia bone. Here, knee. What's always very helpful for me is to make the lap round, but then actually the knee straight. So not making it like this, perfectly round, because you usually can see this a little bit of concave shapes just before the knee will start. If you look more from the side, of course, not from the front. Okay, and the same relation between the feet to make sure the character stands. So this line over here, here, somewhere, like this. So again, simplify a lot. Just try to break down every body part to very simple shape. The book I would really recommend to learn anatomy and in general human figure is Anatomy for Sculptors. You can actually even check a lot of advice on their Instagram, Anatomy for Sculptors, because they use this method of simplifying the figure to very, very simple shapes. Simplifying the figure to simple shapes, yeah, but they use same method of shapes and the grids, for example, because it's aimed mostly for sculptors, as the name implies, but well, 2D artists, of course, can really learn a lot of it from it. So this is really, I think, my favorite book when it comes to anatomy. Yep, everything explained in a really nice, clear way. So I really recommend this one. For example, here, how the arm works when you actually twist the hand. Yeah, check it out. And we are going back to our figure. So there goes the arm. Just draw the hand here, but I won't be drawing another figure, because I think this is enough to understand. And we are moving to colors. So belly, rib cage. In this case, I actually use the whole form, because the rib cage usually wouldn't be so visible, so I'm just using this whole as a one shape. Then the breasts, then the legs with the inside part, bone, feet. We could use even other color for the heel. And then deltoid over here, which actually just merges with the rest of the upper arm. In this case, it's mostly turquoise on this side, maybe a tiny bit that part. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So with this simplification, you could really draw pretty much every pose. Maybe it would be more complicated from the back, because I didn't break down the back here, but at least the main shapes of the general body. I mean, for the back you could literally use same shape with the rib cage and the belly or hips area, but just with more complicated poses with the muscles visible in the back. Yeah, that would probably need a little bit of more breakdown. But I think this as a base should be pretty enough for you to already study drawing the whole human figure. So yeah, that's it. I didn't talk about the male, but literally the same will apply to males. Same division of the shapes. It's just slightly different proportions, so there wouldn't be that rounded belly shapes, I would say. Everything will be more flat, less of the waist visible here. But yeah, in general, exactly the same shapes will apply. So yeah, again, as an exercise, I would strongly advise you to first take some photos and just literally do tracing with those simple shapes on them. And then after that, you could just take the photo and draw figure from scratch, having the photograph on the side. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. And yeah, I hope it was anyhow helpful. Again, I'm not super comfortable yet with recording this by myself, so I actually might end up just doing streams for that. So we will be just sitting together and I will be explaining that to you. Might be less cringy in that case. But yeah, I tried. So please let me know if you listened up till the end and if it was helpful anyhow, or maybe you prefer the written form, maybe it's more condensed. Yeah, just please let me know. I would love to hear what you think in general, so I know what type of content you prefer. So yeah, thank you again and bye bye.